Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. We are going to talk about programs for rural and urban development. In this session, we are going to talk about the appraisal of the developmental programs efforts in rural and urban areas. The objectives of today's lesson are to enable students to understand the impact of development programs, to comprehend the appraisal of the development programs efforts in rural and urban areas. The most important landmark in the history of Indian rural development efforts was the setting up of an organization called Community Projects Administration in March 1952. The main thrust of the organization was to administer community development programs at grassroots level. The organization and its programs underwent many transformations in an effort to accord higher priority to rural development. Department of Rural Development was constituted in October 1974 as a part of Ministry of Food and Agriculture. However, it was realized that for a sustainable development, rural development has to be more holistic and all-encompassing, that includes not only agriculture development but also the economic betterment of the people, a better and higher quality of life and social transformation. This realization led to several transformations to the originally conceived Department of Rural Development in terms of mandate, status and name. Today, the former Department of Rural Development has been elevated to the status of a ministry and has been renamed as a Ministry of Rural Development. The higher order of budgetary outlay for rural development programs aptly demonstrate the importance that the government has accorded to rural development. The Ministry of Rural Development, or MORD, is the apex institution at the level of central government with the mandate to formulate policies and design, implement a number of programs that are aimed at bringing about a sustainable holistic development in rural areas. Besides MORD, other ministries and departments at central government level such as education, health, agriculture, small-scale industries, etc. also contribute significantly to the rural development process in India. Urbanization in India has occurred more slowly than in other developing countries, and the proportion of the population in urban areas is only 28%. The pace of urbanization is now set to accelerate as the country sets out on the rapid growth. 300 million Indians currently live in towns and cities, underserved by utilities with inadequate housing and now choking in traffic. Within 25 years, another 300 to 400 million people will be added to Indian towns and cities. If not well managed, this inevitable increase in India's urban population will place enormous stress on the system. The 11th plan included several schemes to promote an orderly and sustainable process of urbanization, which would support growth and inclusive development. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, or MGNREGA. MGNREGA is an act that aims to strengthen the women employment by enforcing about 33% of total workforce should be women, and also that there will be equal wages for men and women. Impact of MGNREGA with regard to rural women empowerment. The extensive participation of women in MGNREGA shows that women are coming out of their homes not only to work but also to visit banks and panchayat offices, which they may not have done previously. This enhanced mobility is because of the higher status of being income-earning workers. Women remain as caregivers even though they take on paid work. Their preference is for work near the homes, flexible timing, etc., all of which are fulfilled by the MGNREGA. In many rural areas, there are few work opportunities other than agriculture. Therefore, poor households who are dependent on agricultural work for their survival are forced to migrate during lean seasons or somehow survive through borrowing, etc. This is precisely the situation that MGNREGA is intended to address, though the creation of additional work opportunities during agricultural lean seasons. The type of work created, that is paid work on public works, is well suited to the prevalent tradition of women's working patterns in some states. Rural women employment. Presently, the MGNREGA is being implemented in all the rural districts of the country. The figures from the survey conducted in different states indicate an impressive participation of women in the employment generated through MGNREGA. The highest employment status amongst women in terms of person day can be seen in Kerala, 92.75%. This is followed by Puducherry, 80.36%, Goa, 75.64%, Tamil Nadu, 73.82%, and Rajasthan, 69.29%. However, some states, such as the lowest employment share of women is represented by Uttar Pradesh, 26.97%, followed by Jammu and Kashmir, 28.38%, Mizoram, 23.33%, Assam, 24.87%, and Nagaland, 27.23%. Have to initiate more effort to increase the ratio of women employment through MGNREGA. On the other hand, Daman and Diu, Dadra Nagar Haveli and Chandigarh have not generated any employment during the financial year of 2011-2012. Impact on migration. One of the important objectives of MGNREGA is the significant reduction in migration of unskilled labour force from the rural villages to urban cities through its provision of 100 days of guaranteed wage employment. The survey has gathered various facts of migration in the selected villages. A study revealed that out of 200 households, only 14.5% reported that they migrated for their livelihood. Total number of migrated persons in all the surveyed villages were only 38. 83% of the migrants were male, 82% migrants are married, 66% are educated, and 74% fall under the age group of 25 to 49. On the whole, MGNREGA led to an increased growth in both male and female agricultural wages in the dry season. Investment in waterworks became more productive in the increasing gross irrigated area subsequently. On an average, MGNREGA is providing employment to the tune of 18.1% of the total employment of the households. Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana or SGSY. Impact of SGSY. Majority of the Swarojgaris felt that impact of the SGSY has been more on the economic development, 80.14%, followed by social development, 12.71%, increase in entrepreneurial skill, 2.14%, increase in group participation, 1.43%, and so on. The response on the nature of impact varied in different districts. Improvement in the level of awareness about the development programs was reported by 67.29 Swarojgaris. Improvement in the level of income was expressed by 65.57% Swarojgaris. Easy access to credit was also perceived by 44.57% Swarojgaris as the impact of the SGSY scheme in the economic sphere. Around 1/5 of the Swarojgaris, 18.57%, felt that their participation in SGSY lessened their debt burden. Further, nearly 1/3 of the Swarojgaris, 31.71%, felt that they were relieved from the clutches of money lenders due to their participation in the SGSY. Similarly, nearly 1/4 of the respondents, 24.29% felt that they could purchase certain new gadgets from the income accrued to them from the SGSY. Swarojgaris, 9.43% expressed they could purchase gold ornaments due to their participation in SGSY. Thus, the program helped many participants in improving their economic conditions. The social sphere in which the Swarojgaris perceived impact included creation of opportunities to invest in children's education 43%, participation in group activities 40%, increase in social status 20.57%, ability to take decisions 26.57%, care for the sick persons 16%, improvement in the quality food intake 25.57%, skill development 24.86%, improved self-esteem 27.43% and social inclusion 22.86%. Another good accomplishment of the program is impact of self-help group strategy on socio-economic development of rural and urban Swarojgaris. The number of assisted SGH groups or Swarojgaris has increased from 35,000 in 1999 to 1.15 million in 2007-2008. The National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development or NABARD created a 15 billion rupees fund to cater to women's self-help groups in economically weaker districts in the country. After joining the self-help group, the women are economically and socially empowered. Economic empowerment, saving and financial decision making. One of the primary benefits of participation in a SHG is the opportunity to save regularly, access formal saving institutions and participate in the management of these savings. They save regularly, have their own bank accounts and make deposits to these accounts. Access to credit. Membership in SHGs open doors to women to avail credit either from their own group or from the bank. The financial mobility due to participation in the SHG has led to an improvement in the quality of life. Regular repayment. Some of the NGOs' reports shown that the record on the repayment of loans by women was often better than that of men, and women were more likely to spend their income on their families, leading to improved health and nutrition of the poor population and for improving the quality of their lives. Generation of self-employment. The implementation of SHG has generated self-employment opportunities for the rural poor. The progress of the program since inception assisted in formation of 35.7 lakh SHGs, assisted 1.24 crore Swarojgaris in established their own micro-enterprises. Social empowerment. The social impact of the SHG program increased involvement in decision-making, awareness about various programs and organizations, increased access to such organizations, increased expenditure on health and marriage events. There is a change in the attitude of the male members of the families about the concept of SHG and encourage women to participate in the meetings, and women reported that they have savings in their name and it gives them confidence and increase their self-respect. Improved communication. Microfinance movement had a good impact on communication of women members in their ability to express their feelings without fear and made people more confident to express themselves. Interaction with outsiders. Members could get opportunity to interact with bankers, government officials, NGOs and others in the process of microfinance. This interaction helped them to articulate their problems and improve their self-confidence. Self-confidence among members. The group formation brought out the hidden talent and leadership qualities among the members. Therefore, it can be concluded that after joining the SHG, the members have improved their status in family, become helpful in family finance, and sometimes helped others too. Now, majority of the SHG members feel that they get more respect in the village and also at home. They are also invited for social and community functions. Decrease in family violence. Involvement with SHG has reduced violence at home in 25% cases, especially due to lessening of economic difficulties. Access to amenities. Since SHG program has economic as well as social implications, it can be seen that there has been an increase of 40% in SHG members in terms of their status of access to amenities. Therefore, it can be concluded that after joining the SHG, the members have improved in getting access to amenities like medical, sanitation, education, market, water supply, and transport. Community participation. SHG members undertook a lot of community activities which they earlier could not have imagined. They distributed school uniforms to poor students, they undertook a plantation drive, distributed pen and notebook sets to poor students, and donated some money to a charity during a national calamity. Political empowerment. Participation in local government. Because of SHGs, women know about the local political institutions such as Gram Panchayats and have better knowledge of where to report certain type of grievances. As part of the political empowerment process, it is a pertinent fact that many women have not only been elected to the Gram Panchayat, but also some of them became role models. Health and nutritional status of families. Improved health and nutritional status. Female social and economic empowerment, the nutritional status of the families and sanitation in the households have improved. And it has led to better health condition in families. Now women are taking treatment from qualified doctors even though they have to travel to nearby towns. Educational status of families. Enhanced child education. Children education has improved significantly, especially girl education was very low, but now SHG members are sending their children including girls to school. SHGs and environmental management. Today, SHGs have a role to play in poverty alleviation through empowerment of women in India. Moreover, women tend a greater involvement in environmentally sustainable activities and environmental management than men. Therefore, involvement of women in development programs through SHGs can effectively increase awareness of society toward environmental sustainability. Employment Assurance Scheme or EAS. Impact of EAS. The impact of the EAS has been assessed in the light of the program objectives, that is, firstly to provide gainful wage employment and secondly to create social and economic infrastructure in rural areas. The employment generated during a period of 3 financial years in 2 RD blocks reached up to 5,35,627 man days with expenditure incurred amounting to Rs 280.01 lakhs. Central assistance of Rs 5,577.22 crores have been released to the states or union territories. The number of registered persons in various states or union territories is 269.92 lakhs and the employment generated is 10,953.33 lakh man days. The social and economic infrastructure created included construction of link roads, soil and water conservation measures, minor irrigation, construction of Anganwadi or primary school buildings, others like public playgrounds, community halls, work sheds, vocational training centers and suspension bridges, etc. The result indicated that the objectives of EAS were achieved to the extent of employment generation and creation of community assets. Most of the community assets created under the scheme were reported to be of great benefits to the communities. Some assets were still left for continuation even after a lapse of 10 or more years. This might be attributed to the fact that the program budget did not provide for maintenance of assets. Even the communities did not seem to take up measures on maintenance of their assets by mobilizing their own resources. National Social Assistance Programme or NSAP. Impact of NSAP. As per NSAP eligibility criteria, new beneficiaries will be identified from BPL list prepared by the states or union territories as per guidelines issued by the Ministry of Rural Development or MORD for BPL Census 2002. NSAP program funds are allocated based on the estimated number of beneficiaries under the different schemes of NSAP in each state or union territories. If the states or union territories report a lower coverage of beneficiaries than the estimated number, the allocation of funds for such states or union territories would be based on the reported number. In case the number of eligible beneficiaries is more than the estimated number of beneficiaries in any state or union territories, the expenditure on excess number of beneficiaries would be met from the financial resources of the respective state or union territories. In view of the above, financial or physical target has not been fixed for the scheme of NSAP. Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission or JNNURM. The 11th plan included several schemes to promote an orderly and sustainable process of urbanization, which would support growth and inclusive development. The flagship scheme is JNNURM. Impact of JNNURM. JNNURM has expanded the concept of city improvement beyond roads, flyovers and traffic management to concerns with sanitation, water and public transportation, and now even to the more fundamental needs and rights of the underserved poor in the city. As of September 2009, the program has approved 2,523 projects with a central assistance commitment of Rs 52,687 crores, amounting to nearly 80% of the total program funds. Already, 17 states have submitted projects exceeding 75% of the allocation target. Out of 52,687 crore rupees commitment from the centre, 21,513 crore rupees has already been released to the states to date, that is, around 40% of the approved funds. 139 projects completed under Urban Infrastructure and Governance or UIG and Urban Infrastructure and Development Scheme for Small and Medium Towns or UID-SSMT in 103 cities or towns at the end of December 2009, which is meant for substantive and much desired changes like improved water supply, better sanitation, improved drainage, better connectivity for city commuters and better waste management. Urban Infrastructure and Governance or UIG. The UIG component will provide for urban infrastructure projects relating to water supply, sewage, solid waste management and roads in 65 mission cities. The component has been allocated 31,500 crore rupees. Basic Services to the Urban Poor or BSUP. Housing and slum development projects in 65 mission cities will be a part of BSUP. The total allocation towards this is 16,332 crore rupees. Urban Infrastructure and Development Scheme for Small and Medium Towns or UID-SSMT. This component will provide for urban infrastructure projects relating to water supply, sewer, solid waste management and roads in small and medium towns. The total allocation towards this in the 11th plan is 11,400 crore rupees. Integrated Housing and Slum Development Program or IHSDP. This component will provide for housing and integrated slum development in non-mission cities and towns. The total allocation for IHSDP in the 11th plan is 6,811 crore rupees. Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, AMRUT or AMRUT. Impact of AMRUT. Bringing clear convergence in 123 AMRUT cities that enable pooling of funds and integration of action plans is the objective of this program. Affordable housing is an integral part of Smart City initiative, which focuses on inclusive development. Government allocated about 7,296 crore rupees for two central schemes, Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, AMRUT, and Smart Cities Mission. The General Budget 2016-17 earmarked an amount nearly 4,091 crore rupees for AMRUT. Out of the 9 states under consideration, there is a total convergence of AMRUT and Smart City missions in respect of Chhattisgarh, 2 Smart and 9 AMRUT cities, Jammu and Kashmir 1 and 3, Kerala 1 and 7, Madhya Pradesh 7 and 32, Orissa 2 and 9, Rajasthan 4 and 28, and Telangana 2 and 11. 25 of the 26 smart cities in these 9 states are also covered under AMRUT and Housing Mission as well, and 123 AMRUT cities under Housing Mission. Identification of cities or towns for housing projects depend on demand situation and prioritization in terms of number of poor and slum dwellers in a city or town. Other AMRUT cities to be identified for housing projects are Adityapur in Jharkhand and Dewas in Madhya Pradesh. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Housing for All Programs. Impact. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Housing for All program funds are allocated for the states based on 75% weightage of rural housing shortage and 25% weightage of poverty ratio. Since 1985, 25.2 million houses have been constructed under the scheme. Under the Bharat Nirman Phase 1 project, 6 million houses were targeted and 7.1 million actually constructed from 2005 to 2006 to 2008 to 2009. Additional 12 million houses are planned to be constructed for renovated under the Bharat Nirman Phase 2. According to the official 2001 figures, the total rural housing shortage was 14.825 million houses. This is all about the appraisal of the developmental programs efforts in rural and urban areas. Any questions?
Yes, ma'am. I have a doubt. Who are the Swarojgaris?
Good question. Swarojgaris are the beneficiaries of Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana program or SGSY program. And SHGs or self-help groups are also called Swarojgaris. Any more questions? With this, we end today's session here. Thank you.